Women's safety, online dating.
Richard, how do you feel about online dating? Do you think it's safe? Do you think it's unsafe?
Yeah, you know, Kristen, I get that question a lot. I actually am a fan of online dating, and it's not something I do a lot just because it's not really my thing, but I'm a fan of it from a safety angle, and here's why. First of all, if you go to a bar, you walk into that bar, you meet whoever, you leave with whoever, everybody's drinking. It's not like most bars don't have cameras. And so when you leave, whoever you've left with, if they're not safe, you're stuck.
Yeah.
You know, and if you end up, I'm sorry to say, being killed at some point, it's very difficult to find those people because nobody
knew
knew
who they were.
Right. Yeah. And unless they were a regular or something, which normally they're not. I mean, there's a difference between knowing somebody who is your attacker, which happens roughly 80% of the time. The victim knows the attacker. But there is a difference between knowing your attacker and knowing your killer. People that kill women generally are not known to those women unless it happens completely by mistake, you know, where you're dealing with spousal abuse or something.
Right.
But when you're dealing with somebody that is actually going to take somebody's life, that is normally, like 99.9% of the time, pure predator. And at a pure predator, they're not going back to the same watering hole every time. They'll go somewhere different. So when you leave with that person, it's very likely nobody's seen them before, and it's very likely nobody's going to see them again. Okay? With online dating, there's an electronic paper trail that follows everybody around. So you sign up for, I don't know, let's pick one, Match, okay, so Match.com, and you go on there. They require a credit card. They get your email, they get a credit card. So now, of course, you can't use
You can't be anonymous, even if you make up a name.
Right.
They're going to have your real info.
Well, and a fraudulent credit card isn't going to work because they've already been reported stolen. And I mean, who uses a fraudulent credit card to make a $30 Yeah. So it's very difficult immediately to put into place a mechanism that a pure predator, they're not interested in that. Predators travel below the radar. They're not interested in things that bring any type of vision or view or acknowledgement that they exist. So immediately you've wiped predators off of the list. You will have situations where you might deal with what would be considered date rape or somebody that you've been out with a few times. And that's where you have to be smart and be using certain techniques that I do talk about in this arena, which is just because you've gone out with somebody once or twice doesn't mean you know them.
Right.
Not getting drunk on the first or second date, not doing this, not doing that, staying aware. You should still be doing all of that. But in terms of actual predator aggression online, for online dating, it's really not there, and I really kind of dig it because, again, it puts into place a series of steps that people that are interested in committing crimes,
they don't want to take that chance.
Absolutely, of getting caught. Because if anything happens, I'm telling you, anybody goes on a date, the first thing the cops check, cell phone, email. Those are the first two things the police check. And so in an online dating situation, they have all the information they need, names, phone numbers, email addresses, everything immediately. It's so easy to track these people down. So really the most important thing about online dating is just kind of stay aware. If you're going to go out with the same person more than once or more than twice, just remember that you still don't know this person until you've been on at least 4 or 5 or 6 dates with them.
Just like anything else.
Anything else. Just kind of keep your wits about you. Don't be drinking too much. Don't go to your favorite places. If you are meeting online, that's one of my things that I always tell people. If you've got a favorite coffee shop, don't meet an online date at your favorite coffee shop. Because if they totally dig you and you're not into them,
they're going to find you there.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, I know she hangs out here. And so, so you don't want, there's certain steps that you can take, and there's not enough time in this to cover all those steps. But you know, again, just play it safe and play it smart, and you're going to be very okay with online dates.
Maybe I'll try it.
Cool.
Women's safety, online dating. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more, please subscribe to our channel.